What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. Now, I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through a schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. It's not a whole lot for the protest stuff going on right yet. People are kind of gathering, and apparently the Marines are on the ground in Los Angeles, but not too spicy yet. So we're just gonna move through the news. Now, before we get any further, I want to give a huge shout out to Scott and Stacy. Thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. And I want to give another shout out to Jesse, Dawn, Barb, Seamus, and Jack. Thank you, hooligans, so much for the PayPal. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to be starting off with a video titled "More Military Vehicles Arrive in D.C. Ahead of Army Parade." On Saturday, they're going to be celebrating 250 years of the Army. Then we got a video titled "Los Angeles Under Curfew as Marines Prepare to Mobilize." They're saying that there's been 200 arrests since yesterday, and Marines have been receiving training. That's why we didn't see them on the ground yesterday or the day before, is because they took 2 days to learn crowd control training and stuff like that. Then we got a video titled "U.S. Major General on Deployment of Marines to Los Angeles." This Major General is responding to questions from the press. They're talking about the Marines being deployed and what they're being trained and all that stuff. Then we got a video titled "RFK Jr. Fires Entire CDC Vaccine Advisory Committee." Of course, this whole clip, they're just demonizing RFK Jr. because he's wiping the CDC board of its members that all were elected by Biden. Then we got two clips from the press briefing earlier today. I wanted to cover the press briefing, but I thought it was going to be at like 1 p.m. like usual, but it wasn't. It was too early and I was still asleep. So the first clip's titled "Caroline Leavitt talking about the funding of the riots and illegals being arrested." Then the second clip is titled "Reporter Getting Smoked" by Caroline Leavitt. Then we got a video that is titled "Who is Funding the Los Angeles Riots?" The video itself is interesting, but what makes the whole situation more interesting is Newsmax apparently figured out who is funding these riots in Los Angeles, and Caroline Leavitt says the White House can't figure out who is funding the riots in Los Angeles. So I don't know if these guys need to text each other or what, but it's kind of weird that both videos are happening on the same day. Then we got a video titled "George Soros-backed campaign is pushing to turn Texas blue by 2026. It's called Blue Texas. Then we got a video titled "Illegal border crosser accused of shooting a veteran." This veteran was assisting as like guarding the door of a bar or whatever. This illegal walked up with a gun. They struggled over the firearm, and then he shot the veteran. The veteran's life is pretty much ruined. And the illegal, he's just getting a slap on the wrist. Then we will be doing Lefties Losing It to wrap up the news. This one's titled "Democrats' Outrageous Lies About LA Riots." Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the advent calendar sent to us by Zero. Then we got two funny videos of the day. First one's titled "Trump's Not Messing Around," and our official funny video of the day is titled "Trump About the Riots in LA." So we're going to cover the news, and we're going to check on the protesters and stuff. We'll get as far as we can, but what I think will happen, maybe, we'll see how long everything takes. We may just do Coffee with Hooligans and then start a separate live for the protesters, but I'm not really sure what to expect. IRT was live earlier, I don't know, a couple hours ago. He might still be live, but he was saying he thinks things are going to be really slow today and probably tomorrow, but then get spicy for Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, all of that's coming up next. First, we're going to read through the chat, see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Tori Wayne? What's up, Edward? What's up, Tin Man? What's up, Jay Spray? What's up, Russell? What's up, Zero? What's up, Hair Juicer? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone, over on Rumble? MU, I think you were first today. I appreciate you racing in the chat, MU. What's up, Pumpkin? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Rappy? Happy freedom. What's up, Puff and Stuff? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. What's up, High Plains Drifter? What's up, My Feed? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Neighbor Guy? What's up, Justin Rose? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Zupia? Appreciate you being with us. What's up, Turbo? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pops Tag? Happy freedom. Appreciate you joining us over here on Rumble. Don't forget, hit that like button. See if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. Let's see. What's your name? Wallin, happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? What's up, neighbor guy? You are omnipresent. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Jay Muzu? What's up, Tony Rich? Neighbor guy, you are truly omnipresent. And what is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? Toy Mafia, you were first over here. What's up, Chris Cricket? Happy freedom. What's up, El Bardo? What's up, Outlaw? Happy freedom. What's up, Gene? What's up, Gen X? Neighbor guy, you are truly omnipresent. What's up, Mac and Stood? Happy freedom. What's up, Mike Ingle? What's up, Aaron? Appreciate you being here. What's up, Blue Crow? What's up, A Star Sis? Happy freedom. What's up, Kristen? Let me see. What's up, Paradox? Happy freedom. What's up, Virtual Cockpit? Happy freedom to you. And what's up, Larry the Scrapper Guy? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on X? What's up, Wayward? Neighbor guy, you are everywhere. All right, hooligans. So let me grab this live really quick so I can show you what the protesters are doing. It's not a whole hell of a lot right this second, but that's okay because we got plenty of news to cover. Let me see. Come on now. There we go. Anyways, this is in Los Angeles, and supposedly those are Marines in the background. But like I said, it's not real lively. I don't know. There's maybe 30 people there, something like that. Either way, I'm going to keep an eye on things, and we're going to cover the news. And either things are going to get rowdy and we're going to go into the protests, or we're going to complete the news and we'll just cover the protest afterwards. Either way, we're going to be starting on this first video here. It's titled, More Military Vehicles Arrive in D.C. Ahead of Army Parade. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we even made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I have on the I am an American, I do not comply t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over in the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chats while we're watching this first video.
In the shadow of the National Guard being deployed to the LA protest, the Army is gearing up for a major celebration in D.C. this weekend. Expect hundreds of thousands of people to be there for Saturday's parade commemorating the Army's 250th birthday. News Nation's Tom Dempsey is live in Washington, where preparations are in full swing. Tom, good morning to you. Is the city ready for this? And what do things look like with just a few days to go?
Hey, good morning, Marky, from the National Mall here in Washington, D.C. And right behind me, you can actually see one of the main viewing stands right along the main parade route here for the big event happening here on Saturday. The White House not too far from where I'm standing. Like I said, lots of preparations already in place for this big celebration to mark the occasion celebrating 250 years of the U.S. Army. News Nation actually captured footage, very cool footage here, of more equipment, heavy equipment arriving, military equipment arriving in D.C. for this parade. Organizers say hundreds of thousands of people could attend this parade, and we'll see tanks rolling through the streets near the White House and aircraft flying overhead. Thousands of troops as well, roughly 6,600, will also take part in this big military display marking the Army's 250th birthday, which also falls on President Trump's birthday as well. President Trump kicked off the festivities with a visit to North Carolina's Fort Bragg on Tuesday, watching demonstrations of heavy weapons like rockets and howitzers and observing troop exercises and drills, including one involving 600 paratroopers. The president later saying it's all an effort to put on a special display of honor for our troops in the country.
From now on, we're going to celebrate our greatness and our achievements. This week, we honor 250 years of valor and glory and triumph by the greatest fighting force ever to walk the face of the earth, the United States Army.
This big event offering a full day of events on Saturday, starting with a fitness competition and festival. Then there's the parade itself, a concert to follow, and fireworks to finish it off. Marky, come Saturday morning and afternoon, the place where we are standing literally at this moment might be filled with people. With so many people expected to attend this parade, like we said, organizers expecting hundreds of thousands. The Secret Service saying that public safety will be the #1 priority.
Thank you for watching.
All right. Well, we should be covering that on Saturday and all of its festivities. I don't know if there's going to be protesters there or not. There could be. Some dumb reporter in the press briefing earlier today asked, "What if there was, what if there was protesters at the birthday get together and all of that?" Of course, Caroline Leavitt was like, "You have the right to protest. You don't have the right to be an asshole. You don't have the right to destroy things." Next up, Los Angeles under curfew as Marines prepare to mobilize. They're saying there was 200 arrests just yesterday, and the Marines are receiving 2-day training. We might play that video and the one after back to back, because the one after is U.S. Major General on deployment of Marines to Los Angeles. The first one is details about the Marines going there, and the second one is a little back and forth questions being answered about the Marines being there. So like I said, we'll probably play those back to back, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about 250 years of the Army. Let's get this chat on the screen. Bang, there we go. There we go. I'm all discombobulated. I'm used to covering the riots now. I forgot how to do coffee with hooligans. It happens. What's up, Russell? Happy freedom to you. Russell, I've actually driven an M1 Abrams. That's so badass, Russell. Hell yeah. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom. Zero, can't wait to see the parade too. It's been so long since I've seen any military parades. Yeah, I think they said it was supposed to happen at like 6 or 6:30, so we should be able to cover that. No problem. What's up, Silver Wolf? Happy freedom. What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom to you. Hair juicer, no juice, no cheese. What's up, Montana? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Kevin? Appreciate you being here with us. Turbo, all the best birthdays are in June. Come on, man. What's up, Turbo? What's up, Nana? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Jeffro? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, we need to gather all the Dragon Balls and wish Peanut back. I think you're onto something. I don't know. What's up, Salty Toes? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wowza? Happy freedom to you. Astarsis, not a good idea to protest the military parade. I don't know that they're necessarily protesting the military parade. It's more like just finding a reason to bitch and cry and, throw their own feces at other people. Just, behave like idiots. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It is riot season. Mike Ingalls left keeps trying to spin it, saying Trump's just doing it for his birthday. I don't know. Like, I don't know. What does it matter what the left says? They're mad about being deported, and then they wave other countries' flags. Like, make that make sense. You don't want to go home, but you don't want to stay here. How does that make sense? So I don't know. I try not to be concerned with what the left says. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. We're talking about the people who do meth on a regular basis. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Miscellaneous? Happy freedom to you. It's been a while. What's up, Isaiah? Why can't I talk today? We're gonna need some chicken bacon. What's up, Isaiah? Happy freedom to you. I hope they deport the Antifa bagpiper. That was awful. I posted that on X earlier. I was thinking about putting it on TikTok. I don't normally put stuff on TikTok, but I see Oreo Express is doing numbers over on TikTok, and I was surprised to see that he was posting there. What's up, Aaron? Happy freedom. What's up, Kristen? Happy freedom to you. Kristen, someone's live stream when I woke up this morning showed a few cops covering a dead body, probably a stabbing. Is it the one from last night? Because last night while we were live, we heard that there was a dead body found near a looted store, and they were investigating to see what was happening, but we didn't know how the person died. We just knew that there was a dead body discovered. So I don't know if we're talking about the same dead body, or maybe you're hearing about a new one. I'm not sure. Either way, we're going to move forward here. Let me give you guys another little peek at the protesters doing nothing. There they are in all their glory. Now these guys actually got American flags, so that's cool. No human is illegal. Why are their signs so shit? You had all damn day to make your sign, and it looks like a yard sale sign. Looks like shit. Anyways, moving forward here. Like I said, next up, Los Angeles under curfew as Marines prepare to mobilize. We're going to play that one and the next video back to back. The second one being U.S. Major General on deployment of Marines in Los Angeles. It's going to fill in the blanks about the Marines, because for 2 days we've been looking and we haven't been finding them. So they're going to explain why. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Let's start out in California. The mayor of Los Angeles saying that her city is now at a tipping point, putting a curfew on downtown L.A. until later on this morning. This follows another day of tense clashes between police and anti-ICE protesters. The police chief there confirming that nearly 200 arrests were made on Tuesday. Thousands of National Guardsmen and Marines ready to act. Once again, we have live team coverage on the protest this morning, beginning with News Nation's Mills Hayes, who is live in Los Angeles for us. Mills, what's it been like on the ground since the curfew started?
Good morning to you, Marky. Well, things here are much calmer. However, I will tell you that when that curfew hit last night around 8 o'clock, there were still dozens of people that were out, even hundreds actually. But they did start to disperse. Only about 25 people were arrested after the curfew happened. That's according to LA Times. And we are waiting for updates on the arrest numbers in total from LAPD, but we'll get that later today. Things are quieter. When we woke up this morning for our shift, we didn't see the activity that we did see yesterday. So it seems like that curfew might be working to deter people from downtown. Those arrests, of course, happening. We're outside of the federal building here, where there's a federal detention center as well as an immigration office behind us. This really is kind of a cluster of federal buildings, and you may be able to see behind me, but there are some National Guard troops on the ground, but only 4 at the moment. And that is similar to what we saw yesterday when it is this early in the morning here in LA. We saw a smaller show of troops on the ground. We're likely to see them increase their presence throughout the morning. Around 11 o'clock local is really when we started to see that show of force out here yesterday. So likely to see that again. And we do know that the Marines are on the ground in Los Angeles. They are receiving training in an undisclosed area in terms of crowd control, dispersal, and they are still here, but we won't see them until at some point today. So we'll make sure to let you guys know as soon as we see Marines on the ground. They're going to be joining the National Guard troops as well, Marky.
Yeah, we'll see how long the city keeps this curfew in place. Mills, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Okay, so like I said, we're going to play these videos back to back, getting all the information on the Marines. I was just showing you guys the live, where the protesters are. Those are supposedly Marines in the background, so kind of putting all the pieces together here so we have a firm understanding of what's going on. It also helps us understand what's going on while we're covering the lives, kind of like the curfew and shit. We had to figure that out right there in the moment, which kind of sucked, and so being informed is the whole point, right? So bite my damn cheek while I'm trying to talk. We're going to get into this next video before hopping in the chat. This is titled U.S. Major General on Deployment of Marines to Los Angeles. After this, we're going to hop in the chat. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get this rolling.
Police can police civilians, so he's trying to get the Marines out. Your response to that? That is, they're working it. It's beyond my scope. I'm here to run operations. They are currently been ordered to come and support this operation, so that's what I'm doing right now. And where are the 700 Marines from? I know mainly the Guard members are like 95% from California. Where did these Marines come from? Is it the 29 Palms folks?
They did. They come from 29 Palms.
Can you specify where exactly these resources will be used? Is it just City of Los Angeles? Like, how far is the range?
Currently, just City of Los Angeles.
How many hours of training do they get for civil unrest?
Civil unrest, it's pretty much a 2-day set training. So it's very extensive. It is all about the civil disturbance, how to control crowds and protection of facilities.
And you said the Marines will only be used in the city of Los Angeles.
I do not know that. It's just depending on where the federal agencies will need to have them be used.
Okay, so we could see them in other places.
Yes.
Do you foresee, can you give us some sense, it sounds like they're protecting federal property, they're also protecting federal officers from doing immigration of this operation is devoted to one task versus the other?
It depends on the operations. Their operations depend on the day and what they're doing. We're prepared to provide up to, right now, currently, we can provide up to 2,000 soldiers to do the missions that they need.
With this training that's 2 days long, local law enforcement goes through multiple months of training for things like this. Can you talk about how prepared troops on both sides are going to be should they are needed to step in?
Well, we go through extensive training to do this. They are trained to use their weapons, to actually have their weapons, to do their personal protection. They're doing that. But this is crowd control. This is stuff that we do not do usually. And this is working with federal law enforcement and really working. They're in the lead. We're supporting them. It's really about protecting federal facilities and federal personnel as they do their job.
And in your career, have you ever had National Guard members, had members of our own military responding to civil unrest on American soil, or is this a first for you and your colleagues?
It is not. I am a guardsman on active duty. I have done this in other riot situations, not in Title 10, but in Title 32 status. Yes.
Last question.
I just wanted to ask about the ammunition that the Marines have like ammunition in their rifle.
Not in their rifle. No.
Okay, thanks very much.
Really, can you just explain to us really quick what the equipment is we're looking at? We have tents, we have large trucks, but the verbiage?
We could do that one, and then that is it.
Yeah. These are just strictly military planning tents. They're also where soldiers are being housed right now. And we have military vehicles here. Yeah. Thanks.
Are they for this particular operation?
Oops.
This particular tents and soldiers?
They are.
Okay.
They are.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does the operation have a name on your side? Does the operation have a name on your
No.
side? They don't name like the FBI names its operations.
All right, answering some questions from the press there, talking about the Marines, since everybody's interested in the Marines being there. Some people feel threatened by it. There's a lot of really ignorant liberal people over on TikTok screaming and yelling that this is the beginning of civil war, because when the government deploys the military against its own people, it's time to fight back. And like, oh, okay, you guys go out there and act like assholes, and then you get surprised that authority shows up. Like, this is why I tell you guys every single day, like, even though criminals don't get arrested, or if they do get arrested, they don't get prosecuted, they get let go. And it makes you wonder, what's the point of following the law? Because if all of us become lawless, the government will show up that day to control us. That's the whole point. And I mean, this is a great example of that. People in Los Angeles want to throw bricks and shit at cop cars from the overpass and go and loot stores and burn cars down to nothing, and then want to be surprised that the military shows up. If all of us did that, well, they would be enforcing martial law with a smile. That's what they would do. So it's not fun. It's not fun, but that's how shit's going, you know. Either way, next up we got RFK Jr. fires entire CDC vaccine advisory committee. All of them were selected by Biden, but they don't care. The Democrats are all pissed off, and they're demonizing RFK Jr. I think he's doing the right thing, but what do I know? I'm just a hooligan. It's coming up next, but first we're going to read through the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Marines being deployed to Los Angeles. Also, we'll put this live on the screen so you guys can watch the protesters stand around while we read through the chat. Also, what is this guy's name? You guys be watching Late Night with Adonis Paul? Have you guys seen that on Rumble? I did not know you could show the things you can show on Rumble. Somebody, I don't know if it was Stoner, somebody yesterday was like, yeah, go watch this. So I went and watched it after we ended the live with the protests and all that. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was later than that. I think it was almost 4 a.m. This guy's showing gaping hoo-has and all kinds of shit. I didn't know you could show nudity on Rumble. His show is crazy. It is super crazy. I don't know why you guys made me see that stuff. Zero ABC fired the newscaster that flipped out on Trump. Yeah, I saw that. Had himself a little moment there. That's what happens. What's up, Jay Spray? Happy Freedom. No live rounds in the rifle. Don't worry about their sidearm. So I was sitting here watching this while I was setting up the live, and they got M4s, but they have no magazines. And it reminds me of when 2020 happened, and a lot of people were waiting for marshals to go in and arrest the Democrats for stealing the 2020 election. Remember, we saw the National Guard out there, and they had the big gates all the way around the Capitol, but then we noticed that their rifles didn't have magazines in them, so it was like the whole thing was for show. That's kind of what this is. That's what this reminds me of anyway. 1 second. Holy. Edward, that's your only Rumble. Yeah, I guess. That channel blew me away. Edward, I told everybody it's not about illegals, it's control and info collection. Yeah, it is. Here, Juicer, keep that shit to yourself. And I'm sitting here trying to read through the chat. Filter through the chat. That's what I'm filtering through the chat. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy Freedom. What's up, O'Graham? Happy Freedom to you. See, they got, oh, that guy's got a magazine in it, but the person next to him don't. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it depends on your rank. Because earlier there was a guy with an M4 and it had no magazine in it. And I was like, what are you going to do? You going to just beat the protesters to death? I mean, it's probably effective, but either way. What's up, Appeal to Heaven? Happy Freedom. Appeal to Heaven. It's a show on Rumble that's called Late Night with Adonis Paul. And it's it's got character. I'll say that. What's up, Lone Wolf? Happy Freedom to you. Thank you, Pumpkin. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? It's hard for me to remember what day it is. We haven't been doing anything but live streaming and sleeping. That's pretty much it. I haven't gone outside in 3 days. What's up, Nishada? Happy Freedom to you. Camera guy watching a camera guy. It happens. What's up, JT3? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Hive Mind? Happy Freedom. What's up, Ramsey? At first I thought this guy had a green beard. I was wrong. What's up, Virgo? Happy Freedom. Knucking Futz. I vote to call it Operation Knucking Futz. I'm surprised they don't have an operation name. I wonder if they do and they're just not telling anybody because maybe it's funny and offensive at the same time. I don't know, just wishful thinking, I guess. What's up, Lisa? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Teasel? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Kill Switch? What's up, Malia? Happy Freedom. Shaw, someone got shot? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about anybody being shot. What's up, Abigail? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Pesky? What's up, DB Cooper? DB Cooper, remember the Palestinian man that set fire to human beings? He overstayed his visa. Yeah. I think they said, let me see if I got it wrote down. Yeah, 330 illegals have been arrested in these protests, just in Los Angeles. I think it's just only the riots that have been happening in Los Angeles. So, you know, the more of these protests and riots happen, I guess they're helping with the mass deportation as much as they're bitching about it. What's up, Garden? Happy Freedom. What's up, WMM? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Cody and Tiffany's? Happy Freedom. What's up, Sass? Edward, operation names are the first 3 letters from where they are, from 3 letters from their unit name, and 1 word they gotta pick. I don't know. As long as they make something funny, I'll enjoy it. Snooks, keep watching that and you might turn gay. At naked women, I'm pretty sure looking at naked women doesn't turn you gay. I think it actually does the opposite, unless you are a woman watching that, I suppose. Either way, we're going to move forward here. Like there isn't much going on with the protests, so keep moving forward. Like I said, this next one's RFK Jr. fires entire CDC vaccine advisory committee. He claims that they're biased. Now, they're all picked by Biden, so you know they're not biased. If the video will fucking play, what's going on, YouTube? Okay. Jesus loves us. Anyways, once again, this is titled RFK Jr. fires entire CDC vaccine advisory committee. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
15 minutes past the hour, and every single member on a vaccine committee that guides government recommendations is out of a job this morning. So on Monday, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the Health and Human Services Secretary, announced that he will be replacing them. RFK, I should say, who's a vaccine skeptic, says it's a move that will restore public trust. But many health groups argue it's only going to hurt people. News Nation's Brooke Schaefer is covering this one for us. Brooke, good morning to you. Do you know who the new members are now?
Marky, good morning. Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is pledging to replace all 17 of these committee members with his own picks. HHS called it a bold step, dismissing every member of the CDC's vaccine advisory panel. The group's recommendations drive vaccine schedules, insurance coverage, and public health guidance. Secretary Kennedy says removing every member at once is about ending conflicts of interest and rebuilding trust and public confidence in vaccine science, saying the committee will no longer be a, quote, rubber stamp for the pharmaceutical industry. He added each of the now removed members were appointed by former President Biden, though it's not typically viewed as a partisan board. But some public health groups were quick to react, saying this isn't about ethics and trust, it is about politics. It comes after Kennedy pulled back guidance on COVID vaccines for kids and pregnant women. The American Medical Association said it's a, quote, dangerous breakdown in vaccine policy. The executive director of the American Public Health Association went further, calling it a coup. Kennedy so far has not said who he has in mind to replace this committee, but that this group will meet later this month in Atlanta. Marky?
And Brooke, this announcement made waves in Washington, D.C. What more are we learning from lawmakers and how it landed with them?
Well, there's serious concern, Marky, among some Democratic lawmakers. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer called this clean sweep of the CDC committee reckless, radical, and rooted in conspiracy, not science. But Marky, it's not just Democrats commenting on these removals. Republican Senator Bill Cassidy, who's also a physician, had major reservations ahead of confirming Kennedy as HHS secretary, citing Kennedy's past comments on vaccines. The senator, who eventually voted to confirm RFK Jr., was apparently guaranteed by Kennedy himself that he wouldn't mess with this committee, ACIP. So reacting to Kennedy's switch up on X, Cassidy wrote, of course, now the fear is that ACIP will be filled up with people who know nothing about vaccines except suspicion. He wrote, I've just spoken with Secretary Kennedy, and I'll continue to talk with him to ensure this is not the case. Other outlets this morning reporting that Secretary Kennedy promised the senator he's, quote, changing the process, not the committee itself. Marky?
All right, we'll see who those choices end up being. Brooke Schaefer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Like I said, demonizing RFK Jr. as much as they possibly can. They're like, this guy, he's a vaccine denier, blah, blah, blah. All because he wants to wipe the CDC board members clean and start all over. All of them were selected by Biden. He wants to eliminate bias, and the Democrats don't like it. Next up, we got two clips from the White House press briefing from earlier today. First one's titled Caroline Leavitt talking about the funding of the riots, as well as how many illegals have been arrested in the riots. And then the second video is a reporter getting smoked by Caroline Leavitt. And like I said, it's really interesting in this video clip because they're saying that the White House doesn't know who's funding these riots. But right afterwards, we're going to cover a Newsmax video where they tell you who's funding the riots. So I kind of think it's humorous that the White House doesn't know, but Newsmax does. That's just funny to me. Either way, that's what's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about RFK Jr. wiping the CDC board. Of course, we'll put the protesters in the background, so you can keep an eye on them standing there doing a bunch of nothing. Either way, reading through. Russell, I'd volunteer for the committee if I could wear only a lab coat and nothing else. They might let that fly, Russell. You never know. Thank you so much, Under Crofter, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. It says 10 for miscellaneous hardware, 10 from yours truly. Cheers, Jeff Mack and Hooligans. Thank you, Under Crofter, and thank you, miscellaneous. I appreciate both of you. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. What's going on here? They're gonna make a move. Hold on a second. Just blocking the damn driveway. Well, there's a few more people there than I thought there was. Either way, not too spicy yet. What's up, Possible? Happy freedom to you. Possible, let RFK run. We need to get all the terrible stuff out of our systems. Yeah. Let them do the thing. Appeal to Evan Schumer needs to be arrested already. Yeah. He's always pushing that propaganda. What's up, Mary Todd? Happy freedom. Mary Todd, I call bullshit on these idiots. Absolutely. What's up, Gray? Happy freedom to you. This guy fingering his vest or whatever is quite distracting. Lone Wolf, good riddance, I'm saying. What's up, Rolling Pony? Happy freedom. What's up, Dutton? Happy freedom to you. Knucking Futs. Kennedy is anti-vax, and he is protesting. Protesting? Testing what? What's up, Jerry? Happy freedom. What's up, DB? Browns, do you think it'll get busy tonight? It might. I don't know how busy it's going to get. The curfew, I don't want to say it actually worked. It didn't necessarily work, but the people did disperse shortly after the curfew. A couple hours afterwards, there was, I don't know, 20 protesters standing near a road throwing fireworks at each other by the end of the night. So I don't know. It might work. And this is the only place that has a curfew. Maybe Texas has a curfew now, and I think they might be deploying National Guard there too. But Chicago and New York, they don't have a curfew. So they might be out again. I don't know. It's usually more spicy on the weekends than it is on the weekdays. But we'll see. That's why, we're keeping an eye on the lives as well as covering the news. What's up, Junior Jeff? What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom. What's up, Ball? What's up, Gordzilla? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Keith? Happy freedom. Yeah, the weekend is going to be busy. They got the 250-year birthday for the Army, so all that stuff's going on in D.C., and then the protesters usually are more active on the weekends than the weekdays, so I assume this weekend will be busy. What's up, Freedom First? Happy freedom. Freedom First, you think Trump's NWO? What's up, Animated Adventure? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sharana? Happy freedom. Russell, you got the Grey Goose? It's a little early for Grey Goose. I don't know. It's 6 p.m., I suppose. What's up, Astrohammer? Happy freedom. All right, Hooligans, we're going to move forward. We ain't missing anything with the protesters. Like I said, we got two clips from the press briefing earlier today. First one's titled Caroline Leavitt talking about the funding of the riots and illegals being arrested in these riots. Like I said, we got two clips. The next one is reporter getting smoked by Caroline Leavitt. We're going to play these back to back. Maybe if I... Alright, there we go. Once again, this is Caroline Leavitt talking about the funding of the riots and illegals being arrested. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
The president said yesterday that paid insurrectionists were behind or involved in the protests in Los Angeles. Does the White House have any more details about who they believe is paying these protesters?
The president spoke about this last night when he returned from Fort Bragg, because frankly the president has a lot of common sense. And if you look at some of the imagery that we have received from the Department of Homeland Security and ICE and law enforcement who are on the ground, you will see boxes and boxes of very professionalized masks and rioting equipment being dropped off for these protesters. So it's a good question the president is raising, and one we are looking into, about who is funding these insurrectionists and these rioters and these protesters and these illegal criminals. And I have updates for you on the numbers, by the way. Since June 6th, there have been 330 illegal aliens that have been arrested as part of these riots in Los Angeles. 113 of those illegal aliens had prior criminal convictions. And overall, and this includes arrests of American citizens, there's been 157 people arrested for assault and obstruction-related charges, including the attempted murder of a police officer with a Molotov cocktail. So who is funding these illegal aliens who are coming in with this very professional riot gear? It's a question everyone in this room who cares about truth should be asking. And we encourage your help in trying to get to the bottom of that question.
Okay. So, like I said, the White House doesn't know who's funding this, but Newsmax does. And I think that's pretty humorous. Either way, we're going to move into the second video here from earlier today. This is titled, Reporter Getting Smoked by Caroline Leavitt.
The president absolutely supports peaceful protests. He supports the First Amendment. He supports the right of Americans to make their voices heard. He does not support violence of any kind. He does not support assaulting law enforcement officers who are simply trying to do their job. It's very clear for the president what he supports and what he does not. Unfortunately for Democrats, that line has not been made clear, and they've allowed this unrest and this violence to continue, and the president has had to step in.
One question. So if there were peaceful protests on Saturday for the military parade, President Trump would allow that?
Of course the president supports peaceful protests. What a stupid question. Raquel.
Just let her have it. What a stupid question. Oh my God. Letting her have it. Like I said, trying to figure out who is funding these riots in Los Angeles. 300, let me see, where's my notes here? 330 illegals were captured during the riot. So like I said, as much as these protesters are pissed at ICE, they're helping with this mass deportation. So it's not all bad. And then, of course, we got Caroline Leavitt smoking that reporter. Next up, we have who is funding the Los Angeles riots. Now, like I said, Newsmax figured it out, but the White House can't, and I don't understand that. Either way, that's what's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat. And before we do that, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out, as we're making Saturdays more fun. We're going to read through the chat. And like I said, next up we got who is funding the Los Angeles riots. Russell, I want to get an M50 gas mask. How much does that cost? I don't have a gas mask. That's like one of the things I do not have that maybe I should. Maybe I should have that. Everybody else has had them since 2020. I just ain't never had the time or the money to buy one. Zero. 244 arrested in Texas. Is it illegals? Operation, what does that say? Soteria Shield? Let's name it something we can't read. Well, that's good. Hold on, let's hear what this woman's saying. Maybe it's a woman, I don't know. We missed it. Maybe.
Resistance
She said duty. I don't know. Kind of look like Woody Harrelson. I'm pretty sure that's the person's name, right? Yeah, look just like Woody Harrelson with a wig on. That's all right. Free the Texan. She looks crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I want to know who's making all this money selling these idiots flags. What's up, Peyton? Happy Freedom. What's up, Let's Go, Brandon? Let's Go, Brandon. You can't convince me that the FBI doesn't know who's funding them. Yeah, it's the FBI funding them. It's I don't know if it is or not. That's not what this next video is going to say, but I just wouldn't be surprised. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy Freedom. Bill Clay, Babylon B, Trump nukes Los Angeles. That's what they think's going to happen. Today it's satire. Tomorrow it's a prediction. For the Texan, Carolyn sounds like Trump. Yeah, I think it's from hanging out with him. Because I never really understood that. How can a 28-year-old sound like an 80-year-old intellectually? And I think it's got to be just from hanging out together. Dud, I fell asleep on the stream last night and had some insane dreams. I believe it. I can hear the chants in my head when I'm trying to lay down and go to sleep. Sirens and shit, people crying. What's up, Free the Texan? Happy Freedom to you. These are sleeper cells. Yeah, paid protesters. Crowds on demand. Hive mind, search the protests and show up and counter them. They're popping up on the 14th. Bring all your patriotic friends. That sounds exactly like what a federal agent would say. Maybe you're not, but that just that really sounds it sounds real glowy like. What's up, Silverhawk? Happy Freedom. Kevin, what's up with all the tiny soldiers? I don't know if they're tiny. Maybe the camera guy is just really tall. Or maybe it's the lens on the camera. I don't know. I don't know if it was Chicago or New York. It was one or the other, but they had short-ass police officers yesterday. A bunch of 5'0" standing out there. They weren't messing around, though. They were making those protesters squeal. Dunn Stephanie from Full House is getting involved in the riots, apparently. I'm trying to think. There was somebody I saw earlier today, some other famous person that made statements about the riots. I don't know why those famous people always stick their nose in politics. All it does is hurt them. It never helps those people. What's up, Night Shift? Happy Freedom. Esther Hammer, you could start a late night rumble called Coffee with Hoo-Ha's. You wouldn't even have to change the logo on your merch. Where's the who's bringing the hoo-ha's though? I ain't got one to be flashing on Rumble. What's up, Metal Mouth? Happy Freedom to you. I'm always disappointed that their signs look like shit. I don't know. Try harder. Lisa, are the ads getting you on Twitch? A lot of people complain about the ads. I got Brave browser, so I don't ever see that stuff. But I also don't watch stuff on Twitch, so feeling for you. What's up, Dawn? Happy Freedom. What's up, Jet? Happy Freedom to you. Jet, a protest is not a protest without a grass skirt person. Yeah, yesterday we had bagpipes. That was interesting. They're always bitching about white people, and then they want to come do white people stuff. I don't know. It was very humorous. Kim, who provided the signs and the bricks? Well, the signs, they probably stole that shit from somebody's kids, but the bricks, that's usually Soros shit. What I can't stand is the people kind of overreacting. There was somebody taking really close-up video of the cinder blocks, like on Saturday, I think it was, and they were like, who provided these cinder blocks to the protesters? But in all honesty, it was out back of a fucking Home Depot. So it's like, that shit's just there. There ain't no protest going on in Ludington, but last time I was there, they had a couple pallets worth of cinder blocks. They weren't Soros provided. They're just building supplies out there. It's a fucking Home Depot. But I can't stand when people do that. It's like the shit's bad enough. You don't have to come out here and who put this pile of leaves on the ground? Like fucking nobody. Like it's not everything's a fucking conspiracy. And it just cracks me up when people do that. I've learned to kind of like let that shit go when I see that shit in the chat, but it drives me nuts when people do that. It's just as bad. Like saying stuff like that is just as bad as like when News Nation just went out there and said, "Oh, RFK Jr. is a vaccine denier." Like it's don't participate in the bullshit. What's up, Jay? Happy freedom. What's up, J Dog? What's up, Proud Bacher Girly? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mayors? Happy freedom if I didn't get you already. What's up, Vinny C? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Patty? What is that? Texarkana? Happy freedom to you, Patty. Jerry, last night was like the old days. It was. I was really surprised to be covering Portland. It has been a long time since we covered Portland. Abigail, I heard George Soros is hiring. Frank, fascist jerk. Who is? Happy freedom to you, Frank. What's up, Information Warlord? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Southern Jen? What's up, Geo? Kim, not true. I heard in 2020 there was also pallets of bricks. I know. No, I'm not saying all pallets of bricks are not provided by Soros. I'm saying if you're zoomed in into the backyard of a Home Depot and you see bricks, those were not provided by Soros. That's what I was trying to say. What's up, John Doe? Happy freedom. Now everybody's arguing with me. That's how it goes. Twist my words. Astro Hammer, every time a girl flashes her hoo-ha, Jeff will say, "Welcome to the family. You're officially a hooligan." Yep, spicy time with Jeff Mac. That's right. That's what I tell all my dates. Pumpkin little spy drones. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more drones. I'm trying to think, where did we see them? Was it in Los Angeles? No, it was in New York where we were seeing the police drones, because the camera guy exposed the van that was holding the drones. He was over there recording and the officer went over there and closed the door of the van. Kevin, cops don't like bubbles. Is that what it is? I like the bubbles. I don't know. It gives the protest a little something, you know. Dudden got the AC fixed. Trees left babies in it. Glad you got it fixed, Dudden. J-Dog, LAPD uses drones on pro-Trump rallies. Yeah. So, Shoddy Boy, happy freedom. Brings me back to summer 2020. A lot of people were saying that Saturday and earlier this week, but it wasn't until we were covering Portland that I was like, you know what? It's been a long time since I've been in the driver's seat. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Night Shift? Happy freedom. What's up, Goth? Happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Still not a whole lot going on with the protesters, but at least they're here, right? If they could show up to a job this consistently, they'd be doing something. Next up, like I said, who is funding the Los Angeles riots? Now, apparently the White House doesn't know, but Newsmax does. I don't know. If they offer a reward, I'm just going to send the White House this video and then ask really nicely for that reward. Once again, this is titled, Who is Funding the Los Angeles Riots? Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
The riots in Los Angeles are looking more and more organized every day, begging the question, as you might expect, who's behind these riots? Who's organizing? Who's funding? According to some reports, it's one, believe it or not, taxpayer-funded group, the Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights, they call themselves. They abbreviate it as CHURLA, said Immigration Los Angeles, Shirla. Right, Shirla has received millions of taxpayer dollars, our dollars, through government grants because of Democrats. According to their 2023 tax filing, it is 34 million American taxpayer dollars, to be exact. Now, the grant records show that the Department of Homeland Security granted the organization $1.2 million for what they called citizenship instruction and naturalization application service, bringing in MS-13 and Tren de Aragua. The Trump administration, however, cut off Chirla's federal funding in March. The cherry on top of all this, Chirla also solicits donations online through, what is it? The Democrat Party fundraising group, Act Blue, which is now under federal investigation for all kinds of allegations of corruption, even though a spokesperson from Chirla denies being behind the insurrection and the organization. Laura Powell, civil rights, civil liberties attorney and founder of Californians for Good Governance, points out that the overwhelming connections that the organization has to Democrat Party leaders in California.
What I uncovered was how connected they are to the Democrat establishment in California. Mayor Bass of Los Angeles is very connected to them. They've supported her. She's bragged about helping them get federal funding in the past. A whole slew, really. I mean, they endorsed Kamala Harris. Of course, Gavin Newsom, Adam Schiff has talked about them. They can't directly endorse candidates because they're a 501c3, but they have a 501c4 that they use for those candidate endorsements. They also sponsor a lot of legislation at the state level.
So, Terry, it looks...
Okay. So it's being funded by Democrats and tax dollars is what it sounds like. They're saying it's the Coalition of Humane Immigrant Rights, and they're calling themselves Shirla. They received $34 million in tax money, and they're also connected to Act Blue, which is one of the Democrats' biggest donor, I don't know what you want to call it, branding. We'll just call it branding, I guess. So it's all connected to the Democrats, and then they don't know who's funding it. Well, it's the fucking Democrats. A shocker. Big shocker there. It sucks that our tax dollars are providing gas masks and stuff like the arts and crafts supplies to these yahoos. Either way, next up we got George Soros-backed campaign pushing to turn Texas blue by 2026. It's an 8-figure campaign called Blue Texas. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about who's funding these riots. Maybe. There we go. Astrohammer, why does the rioters with Mexican flags and leather spiked jewelry look so much like gimps with their masks on? I don't know. They're a bunch of sexual deviants. That's what it is. Russell to fund all the NGOs? Yes. I hear Juicy you styling. Looks like Fallout over there. Edward, this ain't a Diddy party. Are you sure? Thought we were going to have some action for a second there. They're just continuously blocking the driveway, flipping off the vans. That's cool. What's up, Cricket Kiss? Happy Freedom. I wonder if they're going to do anything about that representative. I can't remember if it's from Minnesota or somewhere. That representative that stood up in front of everybody and said that they were in the country illegally. I haven't heard any follow-up to that. Free the Texan. My Texas is staying red. Fuck you, commies. That's right. What's up, Narcanon? Happy freedom to you. J-Dog, Doge found it. That's why Trump defunded it. Yeah. Yeah, they're not supposed to be making any more doll hairs. We'll see, though. I mean, you never know. These Democrats are super corrupt. So, Brian, happy freedom. Brian, didn't the representative come back and say it was all a joke? I don't know. I haven't seen that. I saw a longer version of the speech than what we played. There's just I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of useful information in it. But they were just talking about how their family had moved there and how her dad had lied about the paperwork when they came into the country or something like that, and saying that like they're here slightly illegally. Like, it's illegal, but I don't think she's necessarily illegal. I didn't hear her say anything about what would consider her to be illegal. She said her dad and somebody else lied about their relationship, but it didn't really define what made her illegal. So I think more or less she was just trying to sympathize. But either way, I think it should be investigated. And DHS was sharing that video on X. The official account was. So they know about it. I just don't know if there was any follow-up. Maybe she did come out and say it was a joke. What's up, Taylor? Happy freedom. Who gave the protesters the American flags? Well, they could have got that at Walmart. I've never seen Walmart sell any other flag than American flags. A few more protesters showing up. What's up, Green Falcon? Happy freedom to you. Gray, her father lied on the paperwork, so according to the law, all of his family is illegal as well. Yeah, Gray, that's kind of what I was thinking. What's up, Payne? Happy freedom to you. Meta, what's up with Diddy? Riots are stealing his airtime. I haven't heard anything about Diddy. I was looking when I was finding stuff for the schedule today. The last we covered, they shared their last witness, and the witness just continued to state that Diddy is a bad person, but we already knew that. So unless they have new evidence, it sounds like they're not going to be able to get Diddy on human trafficking. They might be able to get him on something else, but most of the sexual charges and stuff, as far as I know, every witness has said that it's all been consensual. There's the only crimes I could think of is, drugs and stuff like that. But it seems like everything else that they were so sure they were going to get him on, they haven't proved any of that stuff. So I don't know. I still think it's crazy that the raid and the arrest was so much crazier than the actual trial. The trial's just a bunch of the same stories, just same old, same old. Oh, Diddy's a bad person. He's a freak. He's a drug addict. He's an alcoholic. Well, shit, we already knew that. You ever seen Get Him to the Greek? Like, we knew that Diddy was the character he was playing. We already knew that. But they were so sure they were going to get him on human trafficking and shit, and then pretty much haven't proven it, at least not that I've heard. A Starcis, just hot air. Yeah. I mean, they are proving he's a bad person, but not the person the media is claiming he is. Brandon, did you see the video put out by Liberal Hive Mind? They're trying to replace the American flags at the protest with Mexican flags. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen anybody with American flags until today. Yesterday and prior, all the American flags are either tied to another flag or they're not real American flags. Like halfway through it fades into another country's flag, like Mexico or something like that. What's up, Lion's Heart? Happy freedom. Adam, how about the domestic violence charge? Well, yeah, they'll probably get him on that. They'll probably get him on the domestic violence charge because there was people testifying that he had held a girl over a balcony or something like that and was threatening her to throw her over. His girlfriend being beaten and many, many witnesses testifying to her having black eyes and bruises and shit. So, yeah, he'll probably get the domestic violence charge, but he's been in jail so long that they're going to give him time served. Like, and I mean, unless he gets maximum sentences, he's already getting time served on all these lower crimes. They're going to say, you're guilty of this. Okay, have a good day. And he's going to walk, because that's how it goes. For anybody that's never been in jail, like, assault and battery is 90 days, right? So that's 3 months max. So that means that if you get arrested and you sit in jail for 90 days and you wait to go to court, and you finally go to court and they prove you guilty for assault and battery, well, you get to leave that day because you already served your time. Your time starts as soon as you're arrested. So Diddy being in jail is serving time. Now, if he gets innocent, then it sucks because he wasted that time, but he's not going to get innocent. I just don't think they're going to get him on the big charges. And so that means if the little charges don't really stack up major time, chances are they're going to give him time served, and he's going to walk that day. Sentencing just means it's the end of court. So we'll see how it goes. It's a huge tangled up story, so it's kind of hard to tell with before sentencing. What's up, Kathy? Happy Freedom. Kathy, how is he being charged with RICO charges with no co-conspirator? Well, he owns a record label. Pretty much anybody that owns a business is automatically susceptible to RICO charges, because RICO charges is just organized crime. If you own a business and you have employees, you're already organized. If they think you're committing crime, bam, RICO charges. And it's very hard to get out of RICO charges. So, like I said, we'll see. We won't know until sentencing happens. What's up, love? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, he hate? Happy Freedom to you. Gio, he'll get life in prison. For what? Not for domestic violence. You're not getting no life in prison for domestic violence. He might deserve life in prison, but they haven't been able to prove it yet. Jeff asks, also, anything across state lines? Yeah, if they can prove... Well, and that's the hard thing, is they're not catching him doing this shit. He's paying other people to go get the drugs. He's paying other people to go get these people, or to transport anything or anyone. And so it's hard to stick him with that unless it's actual employees or people that he's really close with, like family members and stuff like that. Then they could tie it to him. But if it's just like randos, they're not going to be able to prove shit. Like, they're just not going to be able to. Like, if you met a guy named Bob today and he brought drugs from another state, but you didn't meet him till today, they can't get you on trafficking drugs. They could get him, but they can't get you. And I think that's the problem with the way that Diddy has done stuff. Diddy's not an idiot. When he was arrested, they found out that he was using other inmates' phone cards. And the reason that matters is because when you're in jail, they record your phone calls. But your phone calls are logged through your number. So when Diddy is using Jason's number, Diddy's conversation's being logged under Jason's file. So therefore, they're having trouble tracking everything he's saying because he's using other inmates' information in order to make phone calls. And with that comes legal situations because of the right to privacy and all this other stuff. So now they have to dig in somebody else's file to try and find information related to Diddy, even though this other person may not even know Diddy. He's just in the same population as him inside the prison. And so, like I'm saying, Diddy's, what he's doing is clever. And that's kind of the thing about criminals, is they're only, like, they have rights too. And a lot of times they know how to leverage these rights in order to continue committing crimes even while inside. And so somebody's helping Diddy. A lot of people are helping Diddy. He's got the money for it and shit. And so he's very clever with the things that he's doing. We won't really know what's happening until we get to sentencing. Either way, we're going to move forward here before the protests get any spicier. I don't know that they're going to get that spicy. There's not that many people live right now, but it's only 6:30 here on the East Coast, so that means it's only like 3 o'clock in the afternoon there, and things don't usually get spicy till after 5 o'clock their time, so we got time. Either way, like I said, next up we got George Soros-backed campaign pushing to turn Texas blue by 2026, and I can't stand that they know that this stuff is happening and they just let it happen. They just let it be that way. Oh, Soros has got money to interfere with the election? Well, that's cool. Let's just tell the American people that. Let's not actually do anything about it. Either way, hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
20 minutes to the top of the hour. Texas Republicans are considering redrawing the state's congressional districts ahead of next year's midterm elections. And lawmakers met Monday night on the heels of a White House push for the state to redistrict in hopes of slowing gains made by Democrats in recent years here. However, some worry that could end up backfiring. That news coming as Democratic mega donor George Soros pours millions of dollars into a new group aimed at flipping the state blue. News Nation's Xavier Walton is tracking this one for us live from Dallas. Xavier, could this effort actually pay off, or is this blue sky thinking?
Hey, Marky, good morning. Well, it could pay off, or it could easily just be blue sky thinking. Either way, Democrats turning Texas blue. Some people believe, you got a better chance of winning the Mega Millions jackpot or parting the Red Sea. But anytime you got, a mega donor like George Soros on your side, I guess a lot of people will say anything is possible. And that's sort of the mindset as well. Democrats believe timing here, plus a significant statewide investment with the help of Soros' contributions, among other things, it could possibly turn the tide. Catherine Fisher, director of the Texas Majority PAC, says Dems have a massive opportunity to win the midterms in 2026, which isn't that far away, and then making Texas a true battleground state in the long term. To do that, though, the Texas Majority PAC and the Texas Democratic Party are launching an 8-figure campaign dubbed Blue Texas next month. Blue Texas will start its Turn Texas Blue tour, making stops in dozens of cities across the Lone Star State. You see them here. As for timing, Democrats believe with Trump back in the White House and what's shaping up to be a hotly contested primary between incumbent Senator John Cornyn and Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, now is the perfect time to really mobilize volunteers and recruit candidates in every region, building a long-term infrastructure that strengthens Democratic power in the state. Big picture, Democrats are, hoping to make Texas a battleground state and help the Democratic Party get to that magic number of 270 electoral votes. And, of course, the next presidential election. But, Marky, Texas, that is a tall task to ask, but it starts with this initiative.
Yeah, it's a massive undertaking. Xavier Walton, thank you so much live from Dallas.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. So, again, they're just letting Soros do this. I don't know. I hear a lot. I've never been to Texas. I'm not going to pretend like I have been. But I hear you hooligans every single day talking about how Texas is red unless you go into like the bigger states or the bigger cities, inside the state. Dallas, and Houston, I guess, are really liberal. A lot of people from California moved in and stuff. And that's like the problem we have here in Michigan. If you go anywhere in Michigan, you're going to see Trump flags and all kinds of shit. But if you go to the big cities, you go to Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Detroit, places like that, you're going to see Democrat bullshit. You might even see Hyena Harris on a billboard. You're just going to see that bullshit. And it ends up tanking our fucking state because of those big cities. And everybody always says, the liberals are always saying, well, land isn't people. So if you have a whole state that's red, but only the big cities are blue, and your state is blue, it's because of the population and blah, 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 blah. But what it comes down to is the electoral votes. And that's what fucks us over. And so we'll see how it goes. But they're saying it's an 8-figure campaign called Blue Texas. And they're going to try and convince Texans to vote blue. And with Greg Abbott really cracking down on illegals because they deputize their law enforcement to make it so any officer in Texas can arrest illegals. They also made it so if you're an illegal and you enter the state lines, you don't have any sanctuary bullshit, nothing. You are getting arrested and you are being deported. Texas has been really cracking down on that stuff. So I don't know how Soros is going to try and make it blue without having the illegals in the state getting those free doll hairs in exchange for a Democrat vote. And so we'll see, but it's still mind-boggling to me that George Soros can openly say that he's going to target a state to interfere with the election, and that's news. How about a crime? That's not a crime, that's news, huh? Oh, okay. I don't understand that. I just do not understand that. Either way, next up, illegal border crosser accused of shooting a veteran. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about George Soros targeting Texas to try and turn it blue. And again, we got the live protest in the background. Watching things. Crowd seems a little bit more energetic than when we started the live. Still not a whole shit ton of people there, but, you know, it is growing. The crowd is growing there. These are National Guard in front of us. I'm thinking the guys in the back with the M4s, those are Marines. I don't know why they ain't got different colored outfits, but whatever's whatever. Either way, reading through. Edward, without Electoral College, the founders said it would be mob rule. Yeah. Well, and the thing is we got stuff happening that people just aren't talking about. I've been talking about this for almost a year at this point, but they did census during the height of the illegals being here. We had 25 million more people in the country than the last time that we did census. And so that means the electoral votes have already been changed, but nobody's talking about it yet because all that stuff is based off of census. And it says right in the census shit how many bodies are in the house, whether you're legal or not. And so that means that the population went up 25 million plus people, which is going to change our electoral vote. But because we're not at election time yet, nobody's talking about how the electoral votes are going to be affected because of census that already happened. So there's a whole thing just waiting to come out of the shadows that everybody's going to be all pissed about. And it's all related to the illegals, and no one's even talking about it because no one's thinking that far ahead. And I tried to tell you guys when I got the census paperwork, I showed it to you guys here on the live. I told you that this was going to happen, and it just hasn't came to fruition yet, but it's going to. And it'll be interesting how the turnout, you know, is from all that fallout. Edward, they say the next census will fuck the Dems, and this is why they're rioting. Well, the next one probably will, because if the deportations are successful. Right now, we haven't even deported as many people as Obama did, despite the outrage from the left. So if we don't get those people out of the country, then next census isn't going to mess with anything, really, because it's already leaning in Blue's favor because of the illegals being here from the last census that just happened, I don't know, 6 months or 8 months ago or something like that. Maybe it was a little longer. Zero, New York City mayor, our subways are safe again. Who, Eric Adams said that? He's crazy. Jay Spray, Soros is the devil disguised in flesh. Yeah. I just cannot understand why he's allowed to do all the things he's doing. Appeal to Evan, riot shields up and ready. Yeah, these guys have been out here since early in the morning. That one of the first videos we played was right here. It was showing these guys in the background, but there was only like, I think they said 4 soldiers walking around. Goth, my area in Houston being so heavily filled with illegals that were counted in census made us gain 2 electoral votes. Yeah, Goth. Yeah. Yep. And that's a problem. That stuff is a problem. That's why we got to get the illegals out. But it just might be too late. They've already affected the electoral votes. What's up, Muskie Boss? Happy freedom to you. AIP, Soros is a Nazi. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. I don't know a whole lot about him. Most of the stuff I know about Soros I've learned from you guys. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom. Sergeant Tripod, Oregon's the same way. Yeah. I hear a lot of people say that Oregon is a really nice place, but Portland is its butthole. And it wasn't always that way, but man, they forfeited to the protesters, and now it is. Yeah. Brian, Austin is ungodly liberal. Yeah, it's no good. What's up, Electric Hammer? Happy freedom to you. Electric Hammer, there's no way we turn blue no matter how much money is dumped into Texas. When I'm mayor of Galveston, I will work my way to be the governor at some point. Well, we'll vote for you, Electric Hammer. I mean, you know, I don't know if I can vote for Michigan. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll vote for you. Kevin, you caught a Charizard in the wild? What's its stats? All my Charizards suck. I need to bust out the Pokemon Go now that we got nice weather. I mean, it's hard when we're live all damn day, but, you know, at some point, I'll get a day off. What's up, White Feather? Happy freedom to you. This woman does look crazy. Meth embodied. She's got something kind of creepy about her. I don't know if it's her mouth or her body language. Something screaming Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's Leatherface unmasked. What's up, Post Malone? Happy freedom to you. Post Malone, Alex Soros is getting married to Huma Abed. I don't know how to say the name. Huma Abedin from the Clinton campaign. Interesting. Interesting, Post Malone. Yeah. Collaborating. Two evils joining forces. It's like Star Wars. What's up, Love Tina? Happy freedom to you. What's up, HF? Happy freedom to you. Looks like Mexico with all those flags, not America. Yeah, it's true. Seeing people facing the military, all of it. Yeah, I mean, it is starting to look a little like Mexico. DB, LA sheriff just went live and called out all the bullshit. Yeah, I believe it. I saw someone in the chat saying, "What are we doing, camera guy? I see you seeing me. Seeing me, seeing you, seeing me." That kid's gotta be like 20 years old. I can't remember what the fuck I was gonna say now. Oh, somebody in the chat was saying that Newscum came out and said something about seceding or something, but I went and looked up on X and I can't find any information on that. Has Newsom always wrote X posts in Spanish? Because when I was scrolling through, he's got a couple posts that are only in Spanish, and then he's got posts that are in English, and then he commented underneath it and wrote the entire thing in Spanish. Like, he can't get on his knees hard enough, you know? Just stupid. So stupid. A star says his son is the same. You talking about Soros? Yeah. We've covered a couple videos about his son. They intentionally make those videos long as shit. Like, they'll say something about George Soros' son, and then they'll make the video 27 minutes long so nobody watches the shit. What's up, Martin? Happy freedom. What's up, James Bell? Lion's Heart, is Soros even American? I think he has dual citizenship, but I'm not really sure. Brandon, there will be many legal battles next election cycle due to this. Yeah. Well, and it sucks because they still haven't gone through and fixed what happened in 2020. There's so much shit that they need to do that they're just not doing, and it is piling up quickly. I can literally hear the protesters without having the audio on. I can just hear it in my head. Pedro, he has interns that tweet. Do they normally do that, though? Does he normally, like, speak English and then make a second post that's in Spanish? Because I did not notice that until today. What's up, White Nerdy? Happy freedom to you. Edward, Jeff at Walmart telling women to take a peek at you and I'll show you my Pokeballs. Nah, Edward. Women don't talk to me. I look like I hit women or some shit. I don't know. Like, nobody talks to me. I would... Honestly, if it wasn't for you hooligans, I'd be walking through this world alone. Like, completely alone. I have nobody to talk to but you guys. People are just intimidated by me or they're pieces of shit. And I don't need pieces of shit in my life. And that's it. Hair juicer, no juice, no cheese. That's right. I'm telling you, I'm hearing it ring out in my head. Why are you in riot gear? I don't see no riot here. It's all right here in my brain. I'm telling you, one day the camera's gonna zoom out, and I'm not actually sitting here live. I've been in a padded room for the last 5 years, just screaming at the wall. Just, one day we'll figure it out. What's up, Brew Joe? Happy freedom to you. What's up, TJ? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Lynn? Brew Joe, don't you know? No one is above the law. Well, they're figuring it out. Yeah, Kevin, I want to check it out. Now the dirty protesters are just screaming at traffic as it drives by. We saw yesterday how much they enjoy cars honking at them. They love that shit. They got so many bots over on Kick. What's up, Charman? Happy freedom. Is this a live feed? You mean us or this? This is live. What we're looking at is live. I'm live. We're live. People in the chat are live. We're not a bunch of Biden voters. Love. Her real name is... Oh, I can't read any of that shit. Yeah. I'm going to have to Google it. I'm going to have to figure it out because maybe I could put a face with that terrible name. Look at this protester walking through trying not to gag off the stench of his comrades. I know it's tough, buddy. Love Tina. I don't think people liked Newscom. I've never heard of anybody liking him at all. I mean, obviously on the news they talk that bullshit, right? These politicians and stuff, they talk that bullshit. Never seen anybody in the internet or in person ever say anything good about Newsom. It's kind of like that for Whitmer too. I never see anybody talk about Governor Whitmer in a positive way. What does she do that's good for anybody? She's been campaigning to fix the damn roads for like fucking forever, for like a decade or some shit, and our roads suck ass. There's somebody campaigning right now here on the radio about fixing the damn roads. I'm like, don't do that, dude. Is all the governors, everybody running for governor of Michigan's gonna campaign on fixing the roads, but no one's ever gonna fix the roads? I don't get that. Is those the guys selling the flags across the street? Nah, it's just press. It's just press. What's up, Lusk? Happy freedom. Love, you'll know her when you see her. Yeah. I got a tab pulled up. I'll check it out after the live. What's up, Rusty? Happy freedom. I don't know why people talk about getting shadow banned in the chat. I've never actually witnessed that. I've seen a lot of people say that, but I've never seen anyone actually get shadow banned. What happens is, I think live streamers don't switch the chat from live chat or from popular. I don't know what the fuck it says. What does it say? Top chat or live chat. And if it's in top chat, it just shows people who are subscribed or whatever and not anybody else. But if you have it on live chat, it should show everybody. If YouTube wasn't so stuck on censorship, you wouldn't have these problems. What's up, Native? Happy freedom to you. Native. All commie tactic, run on putting people to work on the roads. Yeah. What's up, Melinda? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Wicked Patriot? Happy freedom. Where the police look more Mexican than the protesters? Well, you know, in California, they allow illegals to become police officers. And that's how they were having illegals purchasing firearms. Because police officers don't get background checks and shit, apparently. And so illegals were getting their hands on firearms because they were becoming police officers. So let's have people who broke into the country enforce the laws in the country. I don't know what's wrong with California. But yeah, if the officers or anything like that, they look a little too Mexican, that might be why. I don't know, but that might have something to do with it. Russell, I just found a half track for sale, $48,000, and needs some work. You gonna pick that up, Russell? That's gonna be, you gonna be styling. We need to put some hooligan badges on the side of it and shit. It's gonna be awesome. Hell yeah. You could sell flags at the protests. Yeah, I hear you, Hair Juicer. I'm happy for you guys, Hair Juicer. I know I bitch and shit about women and stuff like that, but I'm happy for you, Hair Juicer. Hair Juicer Jeff's AI. I'm not AI. AI can't spell. The tattoos are real. I'm kind of surprised Alistair hasn't put out any more graphics for a while. He was putting out back-to-back AI graphics of me, and that was something else. It was always shocking to see myself in the chat. Muskie Boss. Some Jeep machine gun stickers on the side of that bad boy. Yeah. Knowing Russell, he's going to put a Jeep sticker on it. That's what he's going to do. Maybe a blow-up goat and just strap it right to the top. He loves that shit. What's up, Flanagan? Happy freedom to you. Cat Daniels sitting in his little box. It is hot as shit here. The humidity is crazy. You're awesome, WMM. Junior Jeff, what happened to all the good protest streams? Anything is AI propaganda now with ABC 17, CNN 18, etc. Yeah, Junior Jeff, and you know, it's good that you caught on, because for the last 3 days I've been bitching about that. There's a lot of people in the chat who are trying to help make sure we get full coverage of the protests, and they're witnessing these false lives, and it kind of sucks to have to inform people like, hey, no, you're being duped, because YouTube allows these channels to run 24-hour lives of shit that's not actually going on. And what makes it worse is YouTube verified those channels, so they look like legit channels, but they're not. They're showing bullshit. Like, they might as well be like, you know, telling you that your Microsoft key is expired and they need to access your computer, you know, or there's some Indian prince or some shit and they just need you to send a few doll hairs and they'll send you a big check. It's a bunch of scammers and shit, and YouTube just lets that shit fly. And then they want to turn around and demonetize people like me. And bastards. Fuck YouTube. Hard. In a bad way. What's up, FEMA region? Happy freedom to you. Happy riot summer. Yeah, we're getting there. We're going to move forward, hooligans. Because I don't want to get in a position where we don't make it all the way through the news and then we got to start covering the riot. So I want to get through the news and then we'll get into covering the protests. We're trying to have the best of both worlds. I work really hard to make Coffee with Hooligans not fucking suck. So I'd like to actually enjoy it. Like I said, next up we got an illegal border crosser accused of shooting a veteran. Reasons why we need this mass deportation to actually happen. Let's get this pulled up really quick. YouTube is being weird today. This just loading wheel. Better act right for the protests, I know that. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Like I said, click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Now, like I said, this is an illegal border crosser accused of shooting a veteran. What a piece of shit. Hit the like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this. We're going to try it again, but I'll unmute it this time so you guys don't have to read lips.
Here we go again. Another horrible story of an American, this time a veteran who served in Iraq, facing a long road to recovery after allegedly being shot by an illegal immigrant while working security at a Texas bar.
Unbelievable. Our Newsmax crime correspondent Jason Matera joins us with the details on this case that's unfortunately becoming all too familiar.
Yes, good morning, Mark and Allison. So Jimmy Frisenhan, he is a 44-year-old combat veteran who gave 14 years of his life to this country, but the injuries that ended up devastating him didn't happen on the battlefield. It happened right here on American soil while doing security at a local bar.
The early morning of May 4th, that's when Wilmer Vladimir Ruiz Ortega tried entering El Patio Sports Bar in San Antonio. Jimmy, working the door that night, was responsible for patting down patrons and checking for weapons, his sister Becky tells us.
As he was patting him down, he stopped at the right hip pocket, and that's where the gun was. So they struggled for the weapon, and the guy fired shots to apparently hit his vest, and the one hit his throat.
The bullet ripped through Jimmy's esophagus and spinal cord, paralyzing most of his body. He can't eat, breathe, or speak on his own. And just 5 months after becoming a father, he may never be able to hold or play with his little girl.
And he does have a baby who just turned 5 months old. He'll never get to hold his baby. He'll never get to play with her. So this guy did all of that, and he's going to get a slap on the wrist.
And that slap Jimmy's sister is talking about, the shooter thus far has not been charged with attempted murder, just aggravated assault.
For the rest of his life, he's going to need medical intervention. So that's a life sentence that he got. And this guy has aggravated assault. If you unload a whole magazine, that's not aggravated. You're shooting at someone, you're trying to kill them.
The family has launched a GoFundMe to cover long-term care. But the pain goes far deeper than finances. They say Jimmy's near-death experience was entirely preventable if Bexar County's progressive DA, Joe Gonzalez, had done his job and helped get this illegal from Honduras off the streets after a 2020 DUI conviction. ICE has issued a detainer, but that's cold comfort to a family watching their brother fight for every breath, while the system that was supposed to protect him played politics with public safety.
So all this outrage over not allowing them into the country, that's the outrage I want to see to help fight for my brother.
Mark, Allison, it was a hard interview to do. Lives shattered for no reason. And Becky and her husband, Emmanuel, kept coming back to this point is who was looking out for Jimmy? A guy who was a veteran, served his country for more than a decade, and yet they're seeing all these ICE riots in LA, and they want these people protesting and hurling objects at the police and setting fire to police cars to know Jimmy's name, someone who actually went overseas to protect their freedoms.
Yeah, I mean, Jason, that makes total sense. But I also wonder, why is he only facing aggravated assault charges instead of something like attempted murder? I mean, does the DA have any explanation for that?
Yeah, it's a great question. So right before our interview, Becky said the DA's office called her, and get this, they're starting to now open up an investigation into the shooting 5.5 weeks later. So more charges may come, but it just left Becky and her husband frustrated. It's like there's no sense of urgency in Bexar County to hold the shooter accountable for what he did to this Marine veteran.
All right, Jason, thanks for that report.
All right. An illegal piece of shit shooting veterans, and then the judge can't even hand out the correct sentences, saying that Veteran was guarding the door at a bar, discovered a gun while patting an illegal down. They struggled over the firearm. The illegal shot him and pretty much ruined this guy's life. And in return, he's getting aggravated assault. It doesn't seem like justice to me. Either way, next up we got Lefties losing it, and it will be the last little bit of the news, and of course we'll get into the fun stuff. This Lefties losing it is titled Democrats' Outrageous Lies About LA Riots. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what your hooligans think about this situation where this illegal shot this veteran. And of course, there is the live feed of the protesters hanging outside. On the left of the screen, there's somebody with a Eagle onesie on, or maybe it's a hoodie, I can't tell. Blasphemy, you know. Either way, reading through the chat. Jay Spray, they don't care about the vets. Just imagine what they think of regular citizens. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Zero. I'm really surprised we don't hear more about vigilante justice. But like I said last time we all talked about this, I think the news doesn't cover it. I think when vigilante justice happens, I think the news doesn't make videos about it because people would become encouraged to participate in it, because everybody is tired of the bullshit. Everybody is. We voted as hard as we can and we are still not getting what we want. And so yeah, I think that it would influence people, inspire people to participate in vigilante justice. Now, I'm not doing that. I do not want bad things to happen to anybody. I don't want anybody to break the law. But I think that's why we don't hear about it, is because the news won't cover it. Because I almost guarantee that people do those things in the background. We've seen people in the chat who have been negatively affected by illegals in a lot of ways, right? Changed their life. And we see how angry those people get. And there's people out in the world that we're not connected to that have the same experiences with illegals, right? Hit and runs, murders, rapes, you know, things like kidnapping and shit like that, who have been negatively affected by illegals. And one day the final straw happens, right? And then somebody goes out there and gets their own version of justice. And I think the news just doesn't cover it because it would be inspirational to other people who have similar stories. Zero, dear Lord, pray for protection over Trump. They're at the theater like Lincoln. Yeah, Zero. What we got going on over here? Thank you so much, Energy Woman, for that $11 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you, Energy Woman. Thank you. It says, hugs, Jeff. You have created this wonderful tribe for all of we, the misfits and misunderstood of humanity. Get Klaus some catnip. Thank you, Energy Woman. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Silver Wolf, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Silver Wolf. Thank you so much. It says, Jeff, you the best. Thank you, Silver Wolf. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, and happy freedom to you for that $1 donation over on Rumble. You're badass. Patriot Dad, thank you so much. It says, this shit infuriates me. If I swear to God, we're all in the same boat here. I appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you. What's up, Relax? Happy freedom. What's up, Music? Appreciate you being here. Muskie Boss, did you see the flamboyant judge in Canada let the pervert with a moderate amount of CP? No, I did not see that. But Canada seems to be pretty soft on criminals. I've heard that for years. I mentioned it like a week ago or something when I was dating that Canadian girl. She used to tell me all the time about people just doing random shit and have the police look for them. And then once the police officer figures out who the suspect is, if there's no victims of the crime, a lot of times they just let these guys go. I read a story about some Canadian guy jumped off the lighthouse naked or some shit, and the police got a phone call that he was up there, that he was messing around with the lighthouse. They thought somebody was breaking in or some shit, and they watched him do like naked front flips off the lighthouse into the water and then swim to shore. They chased him on foot. He got away. They figured out who it was, and they didn't charge him because there was no victims, and he had successfully got away from the police. So they just pretty much said no harm, no foul. Which, you know, in that situation, that's not that bad. But here in America, you'd get shot in the back fucking fleeing from police after doing shit like that. Like, they put you down. So I don't know. It's from what I hear, they're soft on crime, but I'm not a Canadian, so what do I know? What's up, Live It Review? Happy freedom to you. Holy shit, Live It Review. Walked out of your job today? I'm sorry they're mistreating you, Live It Review. New opportunities await for you. Absolutely. What's up, E-Rock? Happy freedom. What's up, Courtly? What's up, Lifelike? What's up, Sage Pup? Happy freedom. Everybody walking through the door right now. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom. What's up, Houseplant? Happy freedom. What's up, Bombay Man? What's up, Kathy? What's up, Rusty? Rusty, I found like 10 new based channels in the span of these riots. Yeah, it happens. It happens. During the convoy that happened, the Canadian convoy that happened, the People's Convoy that happened, the George Floyd riots that happened, a lot of live streamers pop up, start covering the stuff. And then as soon as the riots die down, so do those channels. We've seen a lot of people come and go, but somehow we remain. What's up, Cole? Happy freedom. Cole, Twitter sphere says Israel attack on Iran could be in progress. Well, I try not to worry about what's going on with foreign countries, but we'll see if they decide to make that move. Cornflake, happy freedom. The AP chat is all liberals over there. Yeah. It's because they don't clean their chats up. They let people spam and all that stuff, and it makes the chat suck. It makes the whole experience suck. People don't work on their chats. What's up, Jules? Happy freedom. Yeah. We've been covering the protests the last couple days. There's a lot of people are saying that today's is going to be slow. I don't know if that's because of the curfew or the way it went last night or whatever. But I think that it could slow down today and tomorrow. And then on Friday, I think things will be active. And then obviously Saturday, things are going to be really active. Adam, Canada even legalized assisted suicide? Yeah. Yes, they did. We covered that when that happened. Wayward, I bet it is. I used to drink those monster coffees, those cold brews or whatever, and they started tearing me up. I don't know. I don't know what they put in it. It's an eagle dude with a thong. I think he's got a onesie and a thong on the outside. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I don't know. It's got to be hot there. If it's hot here, it's got to be hot there. Thank you so much, Appeal to Heaven, for that $1 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Appeal to Heaven. Thank you so much. Says, thank you for all you do for us. We appreciate all you do for us. Thank you, Appeal to Heaven. It's me. Ew, I know. Degenerate eagle there. What has he got in his hand? It's a lizard. He's got like a gecko in his hand. Hold on, let's hear what this idiot's saying.
Why do you have the geek up here? The World of Warcraft guy. You know, you should be on the front line. You and your friend Cobra Commander.
He just said the Cobra Commander. I don't know. I don't know. This guy is something else. He's obviously trying to provoke the troops here. They're unfazed. I kind of feel bad for the Marines, though. They go out there and they learn how to be an efficient killing machine, and then they got to go to California to learn how to do sissy patrol. They had to be trained for 2 days on how to do crowd control because these 20-year-old drug addicts don't know how to act right. I don't know. That's rough stuff. Thank you so much, Ogram, for that $20 donation over on Rumble. I appreciate you, Ogram. Thank you so much. It says, Jeff and Snooks, you guys are doing great work. God bless you. Just a little something extra. Keep going. Thank you, Ogram. I appreciate it. Music. Do these people not realize how idiotic they look? No, they think they look honorable. It's for the cause. Like, I don't know. They're just brainwashing each other. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward because, like I said, I don't want things to get too spicy before we get done with the news and all of that. Because, like I said earlier, we're going to finish coffee with hooligans, and then we're going to be going live with the protests. I'd rather do it in 2 separate lives, just in case something happens and we get a strike or some stupid shit like that. I don't want to just nuke everything. So we're going to get on this next one. Like I said, this is the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff. This is Lefties Losing It. This one's titled, Democrats' Outrageous Lies About LA Riots. Come on with the damn buffering. All right, hooligans, hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
It's time for Lefties Losing It, and the hopeless LA mayor has called for a curfew as the violence and destruction continues. But don't tell Maxine Waters that. No, the veteran Democrat Congresswoman claims there's no violence.
Even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot, nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents that you saw.
Yeah, no violence, y'all. Just believe Maxine Waters. Don't believe your lying eyes. Meanwhile, Nancy Pelosi is wondering whether all the violence and arson is the work of mysterious anarchists, or is it just the exuberance of the moment?
When there is a gathering, a large gathering of people, the anarchists see it as an opportunity and they move in. So always have to be careful whether you see a burned car, a broken window, or whatever it is. It may be the exuberance of the moment, but it may be the anarchist setting in.
Exuberance of the moment. Unbelievable. But the lies did not stop there from Nancy. She also said this earlier today, and what you're about to hear is the opposite of what actually happened on January 6th. You know, the only riot in the past decade the Democrats haven't loved.
On January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard. He would not do it. Not only would he not do it, when law enforcement people were being harmed, some later died, he would not send it in.
Where there's one star, no, Nancy did not request the National Guard. It was Donald Trump who urged their use. It was Nancy Pelosi, who was Speaker then, who ignored that urging and ignored the desperate calls of the Capitol Police Chief, who wanted backup. And of course, no cops were killed on January 6th or because of January 6th. All these people do is lie. And these protests, these riots are spreading to other Democrat strongholds like New York, Chicago, San Francisco. Let's see this interaction in New York. And doesn't this sum up the anti-Trump left? Watch these 2 white protesters mock a black woman who just wants to go to work to feed her kids.
I know, and these people are having their children taken. But what about my kids? Today, and what happens to my kids? I can't help it. This is what. But you could if you could just move off the van. You're not going to. How is this a peaceful protest if there's nothing to do?
Not only do they ignore her pleas and lecture her that this is peace as they block the roads, they then laugh at her for wanting to go to work.
How do you
guys white people feel about stopping a black woman from going to work?
Oh no, not work. I care so much.
So you don't care about stopping black people from going to work?
And this is what immigrant voters really think about Donald Trump's immigration and deportation policy. Take it away, CNN.
Immigrant citizens, immigrant voters, foreign-born voters have gone tremendously to the right on this issue in 2024 and 2025 versus where they were in 2020. Closest to or trust more in immigration. You go back to 2020. Democrats, get this, held a 32-point lead on this issue. Immigrant voters were in the Democratic camp. Jump forward to 2024, 2025. Look at that shift, a 40-point shift to the right among immigrant voters. Republicans now lead on this issue by 8 points over Democrats, more so than any other group that I could find. The group of voters who became more hawkish on immigration were in fact immigrants themselves, immigrants who are registered to vote in this country.
And those immigrant voters are becoming increasingly pro-Trump despite the non-stop lies and hysteria from the media painting Trump as some sort of racist.
There is no block of voters that shifted more to the right from 2020 to 2024 than immigrant voters, and Donald Trump, at least in some surveys, actually won that vote. On average, it's about equal. So there may be all this stuff, right, about undocumented immigrants and Trump being harsh on them, but immigrant voters themselves have increasingly liked Donald Trump and have increasingly moved to the right on immigration and into the Republican camp.
Joining me now is Sky News contributor.
All right, that's Lefties losing it there, showing the Democrats lying their face off because that's what they do. Of course, we got this live stream going, protesters hanging out. Like I said, that is the last little bit of the news I have for you hooligans, but we're going to get into the fun stuff. In a little bit, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent to us by Zero. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one's titled, Trump's Not Messing Around. And our official funny video of the day is titled, Trump About the Riots in LA. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Lefties losing it. What's up, Mac Daddy? Happy Freedom. Klaus Daniels. Meow meow. Come here. Come here so I can show you off. Yeah. Yeah, you're my trophy kitty. Mm-hmm. Did you know that? Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. You banging the mic? You got something to say? Let them know. Don't smack me in the face. Jesus loves us. Riot kitty. Mm-hmm. Big beefy. It's a 20-pounder flounder here. You gonna say hi? You get stage fright now? You didn't know we were live? He knows too much. He knows too much. It's a big booty. It's a big booty. You ready me to put you down? It's so hot. Look at him. He's just melting. Just melting. You having a hard day? Don't put your dirty paws in my face. There you go. There you go, P-Cat. Do the thing. All right, anyways. Silver Wolf Jeff talks to cats. I am the kitty whisperer. I have female companions I can reference if you want to know. I whisper those kitties. Zero Klaus meow. Yeah, he's a little squeaky meow. He's a squeaky cat. Hit him with the WD squirrel pee. Why are you guys calling me gay in the chat? I'm not gay. Come on, man. Mac Daddy, turn that AC up. There's no AC here. It's against my lease to have air conditioning, unfortunately. I got a little fan I bought from Walmart sitting under my desk. Silver Wolf, the 20-pounder flounder. That's what she calls my magic stick. Holy. What's up, Cadillacs? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Weevo? Happy Freedom to you. What's up, Happy Freedom. Brian, against your lease? Never heard of that. Yeah. We can't have window ACs. We can have standing ones with the ventilation you put in the window. I got one, and it's not enough to cool off the apartment, so I have to get another one. It's that or just sweat until you die. I've tried that. I don't die, so I'd rather just have air conditioning. What's up, TJ? Happy freedom. Yeah. One day I woke up and we all had papers taped to the front of our door because the apartment goes out into a hallway. It's like the common area, and then it goes out the front door of the building. When I opened the door, all of us had papers taped to the front of our door, and the paper said you had 24 hours to remove your window air conditioning unit or else you would be evicted for breaking your lease. And it was 90 degrees that day, and I was pissed. And we were live. And I was live and pissed and hot all at the same damn time. Music, The Life of Pets, mine are spoiled as hell. Yeah. Well, you see the size of my Klaus Daniels. He ain't hurting. Like, not at all. In about 30 minutes, he's going to be bothering me for that fancy feast. Bill Clay, too much fancy feast for the Klaus? There's no such thing as too much. Anon, what's your kitty's name? Klaus Daniels? He's the handsome Klaus Daniels. AIP, that's a chunky kitty. He's the big beefy. Thanks so much, Snooks, for that $25 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Snooks. Thank you so much. It says, thank you for all you do. The Hooligan family loves you. Woot, woot. Thank you, Snooks. I appreciate everything you do for all of us. What's up, Kilgore? Happy freedom. Appeal to having AC units are a requirement, especially in hot areas. Michigan's not considered a hot area. I mean, I'd have to have an attorney to fight this $1 million company that owns these apartments and shit, but I can't afford an attorney. I can't afford another air conditioner, so yeah. Bright Can, happy freedom. You're welcome to the cold up here in Canada. Well, thanks, Bright Can. Guess who? Rumors are they have busted in a lot of people for the Juneteenth riots nationwide. Bust them in from where? Minnesota? That's where a lot of times when they're getting protesters, they come from Minnesota. I don't know. I think it's going to be active this weekend. I don't know what to expect afterwards, though. Melinda, I'm up in Gladwin, and we get charged a surcharge to run the AC in the summertime. It's totally crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I don't know. I feel like air conditioning should be a requirement, just like a furnace, right? They can't make you live in a place that doesn't have heat. It's against the law. You know, if you live where there's wintertime and shit. I feel like air conditioning should be the same way. Vinny C, you have Lake Michigan close by, so you're okay. All it does is make it humid. If I can't touch the water, it doesn't help. What's up, Boxman? Happy freedom. Melinda, my Bengal kitty is King George. That's awesome. I think Klaus is mixed with Tabby Cat and Bengal, because his stripes turn into spirals and spots on his sides, and he's got tufts on the top of his ears, and his snout is short, and it's got like a golden color, and so I think he's mixed with Bengal as well. Donald, how much for a feature on a verse? It wouldn't be expensive, I know that. It depends on what the song is, though. I mean, the song isn't going to dictate the price. It's going to dictate whether or not I'm willing to be on it. What's up, Karaticus? Happy freedom to you. Rusty, you got 3 AC units? Yeah. I don't know what my electric bill would be if to even run 2. I'm scared of it, but I'd rather not die of heat. What's up, real life? Happy freedom. These protesters are starting to walk in the street now. I can already see that's going to be a problem, because obviously there's just open traffic nearby. Eventually, they may try and block traffic. I assume they're going to get a response out of the National Guard if they do that. What's up, Nadia? Happy Freedom. Last Viking, they can't talk without lying. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. They don't have to. That's the thing. Is the Democrats don't have to lie. They choose to do that shit. They are intentionally evil people. It's not like they're accidentally ignorant. They are intentionally evil people. Fishing. How are you handling the Canadian smoke? It's not that bad here. Sometimes earlier in the day, it'll be kind of foggy out, and you know it ain't fog. But otherwise, it's not that bad here. I hear it's kind of messing with New York and stuff, but I haven't witnessed anything too bad with the smoke from Canada. I think it was last year it was really bad, where it was like every day it was just smoky outside. Zero AC should be mandatory in housing you rent. Yeah, I think so. J Spray, why don't they put barricades up? I'm not sure what the road is that they're next to. I don't know if it's a highway or anything like that. I'm not sure. There wasn't that many protesters like an hour ago. Now that's what I'm saying. Now that they're starting to like walk in the street and kind of put themselves in danger, it's only a matter of time. Law enforcement's going to get involved pretty soon here. Weevo, the dude wearing a Muslim cap. I didn't see it. There was an eagle walking around. I was trying to figure out if he was in a thong or not. I'm pretty sure he was. I wonder how many illegals they'll arrest in the protests today. Anon. If it's wildfire smoke, why doesn't it smell like smoke? Yeah. I'm always curious about this because they claim that Canada burns every year. Even bigger fires than California has. But it's only been like the last 2 years that it's affected Michigan and New York and all the states, you know, high up in the U.S. or north. Yeah, north in the U.S. Music when it gets dark shenanigans. Yeah. Yeah. Now, how long do they have the curfew? Let me see. Is it just ongoing until they state otherwise, or is there like a day it ends? Through Wednesday night. So today it's supposed to end. Today they'll have curfew, but then it's supposed to end, I guess. That's what this is suggesting. They'll probably extend it though. If tonight gets spicy, I assume they'll extend the curfew. See, now they're blocking 2 lanes of traffic. If you look in the background, I will make this full screen. If you look in the background, you can see people are blocking 2 lanes of traffic. Law enforcement's going to end up getting involved. I don't think it's going to turn that spicy right this second. It's still early in the day. But law enforcement's going to eventually get involved with this. All right, hooligans. We're going to move into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent calendar sent by Zero, and then we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You can do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today from the Advent calendar. I've been waiting. Oh, all these protests going on. This is our Pokemon Advent calendar sent by Zero, and I think it's fucking awesome. Today is day 2. Let's see what we get today. Somebody's slamming doors outside. They better chill out. Aw, dang. What'd we get? Paradox Rift booster pack. That's badass. That's badass. Let's see what we got. I don't have any sleeves with me right this second, but I'm curious. Let's see what we got. real quick. And then we'll get into these funny videos. And then we'll spend the rest of the day worried about the protesters. So let's see what we got real quick. It's a mini booster, I think. We got... Who's our rare? Tinka Tough. So I'll show you everything we got, and I'll show you the rare. We got this guy. We got this guy. And then this is our rare. Tinka Tough. Full foil. Badass. Thank you so much, Zero. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. Let me put this somewhere safe so I can sleeve them up after the live. All right, let's get into these funny videos. I can't even remember what they are. They've been sitting here on the schedule for 3 days because I didn't know protesters were going to do what protesters do. Oh, I remember. This one's by Tiger Jaw. Now, hold on a second. I ain't ready. All right. This is our first funny video of the day. This one's titled, Trump's Not Messing Around.
If you make fun of me one more time, I will exterminate all of you idiots.
Yeah, I agree with Kimmy Boy.
Kimmy, baby, if you ever talk to me that way again, you'll be eating nuclear warheads for breakfast. And Vlad, you can shut the f*** up. No one even likes you. Stop pretending to be a James Bond villain.
If you make fun of me...
Smoked him. Holy. All right, get into our official funny video of the day. Come on now, let's get this pulled up. This one's titled, Trump About the Riots in LA.
My fellow Americans, it is with overwhelming enthusiasm that I am declaring that anyone who protests or interferes with ICE and their operations is officially gay, big time. With that being said, go ahead and call your dads, tell them about your alternative lifestyle as a gay communist. And then, who knows, maybe eat a lollipop. I don't know what flamers do with their time, but I'd imagine it's something along those lines. Maybe decorate a bathroom, who knows? In either case, this is who you are now, and everybody knows it. Cat's out of the bag. Cat is out of the bag. I fell.
The cat's out of the bag. Holy, President Trump going off. That video is illegal in California. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. We're going to read through the chat. We're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and I think we're going to wrap things up. But we are going to be live again covering the protests and all this stuff because they are kicking off. But like I said, I want to break these lives up just in case something happens. I really worry they're going to do something to us over on YouTube because that platform is soft as baby shit. And it seems like anytime we're covering anything good, YouTube all of a sudden wants to give me a strike and suspend me and all this other stuff. So definitely consider going and making an account over on Rumble or even jeffmaclive.com where they're not going to come kick our tower over. Either way, we're going to read through really quick. Let's see, I'm going to grab this Linktree link really fast, like. Drop it in the chats. Also, Dawn, if you're still here, yes, I shouted you out earlier. Let me see. For the PayPal. Thank you so much, Dawn. I really appreciate you. Drop this link really quick. We'll put the live in the background. There you go. These guys taking selfies? Oh no, they're trying to hear each other. Alright, hooligans, there's the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience the live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, to the arcade, and to our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. Yes. So anyways, go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the Hooligans. Either way, we're going to read through, and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. And then, like I said, we're going to be wrapping this up, but we'll be live once again covering the protests and all of that. There is stuff going on pretty much all over the country right now. I guess there's protests happening in North Carolina, New York, obviously in Los Angeles. Let me see if there's anywhere else. Those are the only ones I'm seeing right now, but either way, it still looks like most of the activity is happening in Los Angeles, although it's not that damn active. Either way, that's the plan, so you hooligans know. We're reading through and we got the pledge coming up. Oh, thank you for letting me know, Zero. Yeah, Zero, we'll do raids. I love you too, hair juicer. Russ, all the violent protesters are gay. Yeah, they gotta go tell their dad about their new alternative lifestyle. Trump said so. Mac Daddy, has the Marines gotten to LA yet? Yes. That's not these guys right here, National Guard, but yeah, the Marines are there. What's up, Aco? Happy freedom to you. Thank you for being here, Rappy. Appeal to heaven. I think if I protest, I'm going to bring some fireworks. You might as well, you know. Thank you, Pumpkin. You're the bestest. What's up, True Crazy? Happy freedom to you. Bill Clay got a 12-pack for the protest. I should do the same thing. What's up, LS? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Linda Do? Happy freedom to you. What's up, MU? Thank you for being here with us. Bunch of gay commies. Yep. They're all mad too. They'd be pissed if you told them that. Even though they act like it and self-proclaim that, they'd be pissed if you let them know. Thank you, Lynn. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy freedom. Yeah, Spirit Matter, we just did coffee with Hooligans. We're about to wrap it up, but we'll be live again in a little bit. Covering the protests. I might go grab some food or something, because once we start covering the protests, I can't walk away, and so we'll see. But no matter what, we're going to be covering these protests, so don't you worry. What's up, John Galt? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pam? Pam, I think they want to give the appearance of the protest dying off so the authorities let down their guard for the weekend. Well, it normally is. It normally does die down in the middle of the week. Yesterday was the least spiciest day since like Saturday, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? A lot of times the weather will affect that too. If it's real hot today, they might be acting like assholes. If it cools off and it starts raining, they might just go home. But over the weekend, it's going to be spicy. Friday, Saturday, and probably Sunday will be spicy. Lone Wolf, smoke was bad 3 days ago. Almost lost my voice. Really? Holy crap. I haven't been affected like that by the smoke. What's up, Cynic? Happy freedom to you. One ear, it was never implemented. Cops didn't do anything last night. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They enforced the curfew yesterday, and they arrested a shit ton of people. But after they dispersed the crowd, then the curfew was only for a 1 block radius in downtown Los Angeles. So once they pushed the protesters outside of that area, they weren't arresting them anymore. Fishing. I'm on the west side of Michigan. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Kim, yeah, the curfew was limited. Well, and that's kind of the problem. Is everybody was talking about the curfew. Everybody learned that there was a curfew, but people didn't pick up the details. So they were just running around shouting curfews. Hey, did you know there was a curfew? It was like every 5 minutes somebody was hopping in the chat like, hey, there's a curfew. So we went and looked into it, and yeah, there was specific details on the curfew. And it does go until today, but if today becomes spicy, they're most likely going to extend the curfew. Because today's supposed to be the last day of the curfew, but we'll see how it goes. You never know. And like I was trying to tell everyone yesterday, because a lot of people were showing up earlier in the day, I guess about this time yesterday, sounding disappointed by the curfew because they weren't going to see any action. But in the past, because we've been doing this for 5 years, in the past of covering protests, curfews and things like that are challenges for the protesters. They see that as a challenge because they already don't like what the government is doing. So if the government puts a bedtime on the protesters, that's one more thing that the protesters don't like about the government. Therefore, they are going to show up and bitch as loud as they can about it instead of actually obeying the order. A lot of times it can cause an event to become more spicy because of that, because they want to do what they're not supposed to do, right? So that's why I'm saying if today they comply with the curfew, which I don't think they will. Yesterday there was those mass arrests and everybody else watched their comrades get arrested. So then they started going to outside of the lockdown area, the curfewed area, and just stood there and waved their low flags and whatnot. Now, if they just simply comply with the curfew, then the curfew may be lifted. But I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to show up. They're going to act like assholes as they do. And that Bass or whoever, they will extend the curfew, and it may lead all the way to the weekend. They may extend it anyways because the weekend is expected to be spicy. But either way, like I said, we are covering the protest today, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Done. It's like telling a tired kid to go to bed. Gotta fight back. Yeah, Dutton, that's exactly what it is. What's up, Hooligans Island? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Pickle Fingers? Pickle Fingers, what's wrong with having a bunch of online homies? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's all I got. Yeah, Screaming Eagle. There's a lot of people that feel that way. What's up, Annette? Happy freedom. Kelly, laser pointer guy last night got wrecked. I don't remember. I remember seeing lasers. I can't remember if that was last night or the night before. But I couldn't remember if we actually figured it out. Oh, absolutely, Kim. Thank you for being with us. Metal makes me crazy. Happy freedom to you. Callie only drinks hot coffee. They don't like ice. That's right. All right, hooligans. It's time to do the thing here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, hooligans, we're going to read through the chat one last time just to make sure no hooligans are left behind, but we are wrapping this up. We will be live. What the fuck just happened here? We will be live again a little later today covering these protesters. I don't know why it's black screen now. Censorship. Fuck you, YouTube. I just blame YouTube for everything. If the Democrats can blame Trump for everything, I just blame YouTube for everything. Anyways, like I said, we are wrapping this up. We are going to read through the chat really quick. Plus, we are going to be doing a raid over on Rumble, so we'll find somebody who is deserving of the raid. But we will be back shortly today. I'm going to try and grab some food and stuff just in case. Well, it's not just in case. I keep screwing myself to where I can't eat in a day. And I need to do that because I'm not a lot of fun to be around when I'm not eating food. So I'm going to grab some food really quick and then come back and we'll be covering the protest and all of its glory. And that's the plan, okay? So that's the plan. Either way, use that Linktree link like I posted in the chat. It's also in the description. If you missed it, go click all the buttons, go join the communities and do the thing to stay connected to me. That way we can all be informed and be alerted because these notification systems suck ass on all these platforms. It doesn't matter which one you're on. So definitely be a part of either Telegram or Discord or some way for me to get a hold of you when we go live. Do not rely on these goofy ass platforms because they are not going to tell you. They have algorithms and everything else, and you can bypass that by being a part of these communities. So use the Linktree link as a resource to stay connected, and that way you'll know when we go live with these protesters. Either way, reading through and we're wrapping her up. I will, Snooks. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you so much, RGE, for that $50 donation over on Rumble. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. It says happy freedom. Happy freedom to you. Thank you so much. Angel, YouTube is cancer. Yeah. Hooligans Island. Ain't no Gilligan on this island. That's right. I think we got the right time too, because this is all it's showing on that screen. We're watching the protesters. This is what it's showing right now. So I think we're dialed right in. Okay, everybody's about to go to break and all that, so we're golden here. Oh, you're good, LS. It happens on the Rumble chat for some reason. We're used to it. What's up, Lady Katie? Happy freedom to you. Winston, happy freedom. Ginger or Marianne? I don't know. Show me a picture of their butthole. I'll let you know. I love you too, Russell. No gay, though. Yeah, I hear you, Russell. Don't worry. I didn't think it was gay. Don't let Trick Crazy hear that. He's going to be upset. Oh, Trick Crazy, I didn't see you there. Did YouTube for a bit? It was so bad Jeff Mack lost his dreads. It really is like cancer, isn't it, Trick Crazy? 0. No starfish. Well, how am I supposed to tell how pretty they are? No, I appreciate you, Meta. What's up, Nick? Happy freedom? Man, you got a great point. I smacked my toe the other day on my leg press. Completely YouTube's fault. I'm saying, Nick, you know, it's a threat to our democracy. What's up, Tiny? Happy freedom to you. I love you. A little gay. Well, that's all right. A little gay's all right. Appreciate you being here with us. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Cheeky Chops. Appreciate you, God. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Southern Jen. See you later, Master Dork. You hooligans be safe out there, okay? I want you guys to actually come back and watch the protests. So get you some food, get you some riot snacks, get you something to drink, alcoholic or otherwise, and be safe while you're out there. But we will be live again in a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to get some food, and we'll be back covering these protesters. Appreciate you, Wayward. Thank you. All right, hooligans, like I said, wrapping this up, grabbing some food, getting some snacks, something to drink so I don't have to drink this water out of the sink. I swear to God, it's got lead in it. And we'll be back to cover the protest. I think I've said all I need to say. Be safe out there and make your way back to us. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Oh, we got to do the raid. Let's do the raid really quick, and we're wrapping her up. Somebody just reminded me. Real quick, like. And we'll watch it. Sorry, guys. I'm still new to the raid thing. I'm new. Who's this? Rotella. Let's see. We're going to raid somebody we've already raided. About Frag. What's Frag doing? Oh, he's gaming it up. What about Rotella? Covering news? Is that what you're doing, bud? It is. He's got Trump on the screen. Let's do that. Let's raid Rotella streams because he's pretty awesome. All right, let's do the thing really quick, and then we're wrapping this up for real. Put him on screen. This is Rotella. If you don't know, we already raided him. That's how we actually found this guy, and he's pretty awesome. So we're gonna give him another raid. All right, let's make it happen. Time for the raid. Let's do it and see how it goes.
You know, I think music has played a big role. I play great music. People like the music I play.
Looks like Jeff Mack has raided the stream again. Hi, Jeff. The Hooligans are here, everybody. Everybody say ballyho to the Hooligans. Say ballyho to the Hooligans, everybody. Jeff Mack has raided our stream before. This is Jeff Mack's page right here, my friends. If you want to give Jeff a little follow, you can find him on Rumble as well. Thank you, Jeff. Ballyho, everybody. Everybody say ballyho to Jeff. Ballyho to the Hooligans joining us.
But it was funny because my father would not have thought about music for me.
I'll take it.
I think I have an ear for music. They play a note, and like on a piano, and then I remember to this day.
Thanks, Jeff. You
and
too,
then
sir.
Ask you other questions, and then they play notes later on, and they say which is the note.
All right,
we
one
played.
second. Let's say hi to some people coming in, and then we'll jump right back to this interview. Who do we got coming in? We got Roy Dye joining us, Screaming Eagle joining us, Sage Pup in here, Lynn in here, Trigger Crazy inside the chat, Green Falcon joining us. What's up, Roy? Nice to see you. Very awesome. Green Fountain. Let me scroll up on my end a little bit. Pumpkin, the Elder Zoomer. That's a funny name. Hee-ho. Hooligan Island inside here. Zero joining us. 1984 Denton inside the chat. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. UFO Johnny joining us. RGE Rappy inside the chat. Hi, everybody. Okay. We want to welcome in Roy Dye. You're right. The best is yet to come now that you hit that follow button. Ballyho Roy. Okay, let's get back to the interview. I don't just sit here and say hi to people the whole time. Go.
You Hooligans are fantastic. Thank you guys for participating in the raid. Like I said, Rotella, he's pretty awesome and obviously appreciative. Part of that Rumble community. I'm telling you, Rumble is better than YouTube. I know people try to fight me every step of the way, but Rumble is better than YouTube. That's just the reality of it. Either way, like I said, you Hooligans, we are wrapping this up right now, but we'll be live again shortly with the protesters. It's going on all over the place. Let me see once again, check it just to see what we're looking at. Los Angeles is live. North Carolina is live. And that seems to be it. Oh, New York. New York is also live. So we'll be back shortly. I'm going to grab some food, get some snacks. I encourage you Hooligans to do the same. Be safe and make your way back to us for the lives coming up shortly. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll see you in a little bit. Again, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.